What if I told you that he was right? But let's talk about why he's right, because some people seem to not understand. So here we see comments like longer eccentric and better stretch, all about the stretch, or range of motion and better contraction. What I can agree with here is that the second set was more stimulating because his form was better, but not because he had a better contraction or a slower eccentric, just because he had more range of motion. Let's take a look at that first set here. So he's getting a good stretch, but you see his shoulders aren't rounding. He's not really protracting his scapula. He's not getting as much range of motion there as he could. Versus that second set, you can clearly see here that he's protracting his scapula, rounding his shoulders, and getting more range of motion. What do we know about range of motion? That the more range of motion you have, the more motor unit recruitment you get, as long as you are staying within your active range of motion. The set was not more stimulating because he had a more slower eccentric or because he used less weight and had a better contraction. The set was simply more stimulating because he had more range of motion and he was moving his muscles from origin point to insertion point, again, more efficiently. How do we know that the slower eccentric does not create more stimulus? So it even clearly states here that in dynamic repetitions, at best, you get about half the degree of fiber activation in the lowering phase or the eccentric as you do the concentric. This is also backed up in this study where the research shows that doing various different types of tempos, slow eccentric only showed type 1 fiber growth. What I'm not saying is that doing eccentrics are completely useless. What I am saying is that doing controlled eccentrics does not generate more hypertrophy. What generated more stimulus here for this man's set was the fact that he had more motor unit recruitment throughout and more efficient range of motion.